Hello all, I'm Dr. Sai Kiran. Today we are going to discuss about the parametric tests which are used in statistical analysis. The parametric tests are mainly used when the data is parametric, and these tests are used mainly to determine the significance of the given data. Okay. When the data is evenly distributed, and if we want to determine the significance of the if we want to determine the significance between the groups, okay, we use the parametric tests. These parametric tests generally compare the significance between either two groups, or it may be even more than two groups. Okay, when we compare the significance between the two groups, okay, we generally use the test like student t-test, and there are some other tests like chi-square test, etc. we use when there are only two groups of the samples are there. Okay, we use the test like one-way ANOVA if there are more than two groups of the population which we require to calculate the statistical significance. Okay. So, before discussing about the parametric tests, we will discuss the what is the types of data. Okay. The data can be nominal if the data is divided into two or more categories based on the qualitative differences. Means if the data can be categorized based on their qualitative features, and if there are two or more categories or two or more differences based on their qualities are found in this particular data, we call the data is nominal. Okay, for example, if there is a class of students, the boys and girls are there. Okay, here the sex of the students determines the group. Okay, that may be a girl or a boy. Okay, so this type of data is an example of nominal data. And the ordinal data, when the data is divided into categories and the categories are arranged one and above, or if the categories are arranged in a sequence, okay, on depends on one another, it is called ordinal data. For example, bags of lactose obtained from different suppliers. Here the lactose is common, but the different suppliers are different. Okay, so the suppliers are different here, therefore this kind of data is called ordinal data. We perform the statistical tests like parametric tests when the data is nominal. Okay, there is another kind of data called interval data. Okay, interval data is nothing but if we can arrange the data on a scale which has equal differences. Okay, if we arrange the data in a scale of equal differences in intervals, for example, the temperature. Okay, the temperature like 60 to 70 degrees temperature in one group, or 70 to 80. Here temperature is common and the Celsius is common, but the range is different. Okay, therefore this kind of data is called interval data. And there is another scale that is a ratio scale, which we all know. If we can also form quotients with the data, we call it as a ratio scale. And here, before discussing the parametric and non-parametric tests, we want to learn a few definitions like what is a population, what is a sample. Okay, a population is a large unit or a space or gathering that is under the study. Okay, usually this population contains different samples. Okay, so it is a large unit or a space or gathering that is under study if a set of data consists of all conceivable, possible or hypothetically possible observations of certain phenomena, we call it as a population. Okay, if a set of data contains only a part of these observations, we call it as a sample. So the population contains various samples. Okay, and the sample is a constituent of a population. A population may be a real or it can be a hypothetical. Okay, a sample is a small subunit of a population or a fraction of a population. Okay.